the record for the first time in 1975 with 59 jumps, breaking the previous record of 57. He broke it again in 1976 with 63 jumps. In 1978, he had 63 again before breaking the record for where it is right now in 1979 with 72 jumps in 10 seconds. He has held the world record for most jumps for 39 years. He has appeared on national TV programs such as Real People and The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, plus many other programs to promote good health, along with the Boomer Rope Jump program. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the great Paul Morning.
Well, here's a hair band, and it's not mine. Okay, so anybody lost a brown hair band? Hair bands are critical. And that brings me in right into what I want to talk to you about. So I'm welcome to the, let's see, what are we at? 54th? 54th annual. Isn't that awesome? 54th annual Speed Rope Jump Contest. Yeah, good enough. This program has been going on longer than I've been alive. But I've been at the contest every year, except one year when my daughter Grace was helping me out at the table out there. By the way, so the contest was, well, the last Saturday in January, and my wife decided she would go and have a baby instead. And so I missed that contest as the only one. And that happened to be, let's see, 17 years and 364 days ago. So tomorrow is her 18th birthday. And so give a chance, welcome her, tell Grace happy birthday out there. So by the way, if you haven't been out there, I have a clinic table, I call it. It's an advice table, it's the free rope table. I'm kind of amazed today because there were about 10 kids that did not have a rope with them. Oh, yeah, kind of need a rope. So we're happy to give them rope, or a lot of kids with frayed ropes. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the rope and what things that you as parents and you as kids can do with it that are critical. So I started out talking about this little hair band, right? I don't like hair. Well, hair doesn't like me. But the critical thing about it is that, of course, if you have hair, you want to get it out of the way, right? And that's where the hairband comes in. But you have hair elsewhere, and it's right on your rope. And that's nothing but wind resistance. And so these ropes are wonderful. They're a good weight, but they do break down and they wear out, you know? And these little hairs come out of them. In fact, there are hairs all over the place when you first buy it. So parents, not children, there's a way to take things off the rope. And that's like, you know, the little thing that you light the grill with, or a candle, that works really well. So you just get those off of there. And you might have to do it a couple times. So you do it first time and you'll take a lot of those off of there. And then after they practice a while, there are more hairs that'll come out. So do it a couple different times. It makes all the difference in the world. So think of it. I had long hair like Clay Matthews. Anybody know who Clay Matthews is? I'd be a terrible rope jumper, right? So get the hair off the rope. You can't dip the rope, you can't soak it, you can't tape it. So I want to talk about that a little bit, but you can't put anything on the rope, really. So, but you can take that hair off there, that's wonderful. Okay, so what about tape though? So this is kind of a rule and regulation. Now you see here's my rope and I've got tape on it. Oh my goodness, but that's okay. I just do that so I put my initials on it so it doesn't get mixed up with my kids' ropes, right? We know whose is whose, and that's good to do at home. And but the other thing is we don't want tape in the area where you're holding on to it. What we don't want, what you can't do is create a handle. Now, if you're taping the rope because it's fraying, well, that's really not a handle. It's okay, but it's absolutely terrible, actually, because your rope is breaking down and you can't jump with it. What you want is a good, kind of a stiff, hard rope that's really tightly wound. And once it gets loose, it gets sloppy. And the thread, you're getting less and less threads there. So you want it nice and hard. So parents, when you have, the kids get a rope, get a couple of them. And so you got another backup rope to use, okay? So again, if you have any questions about your rope, if you need a different rope, Come out to the clinic table, into the cafeteria. We're happy to give one away for free, and I'll size it up and give you some advice. All right? Let's see. The other thing is, I told a lot of the kids, is that when you store your rope, the place not to put it is, wound up like this underneath your bed or in a drawer. Put the knots together and hang it just like this over your closet rod where all your shirts or your dresses go, and that'll get it nice and straight. So we want a nice straight rope and not a curly rope. So if it looks like a snake, that doesn't flow around you very well. Your body, you're going fast and it'll kink and it'll cause you to miss. So we want to lessen those chances of missing. All right. Let's see. What else, Clint? I think what we have to do is we have to test the timer. Now, this man right here is actually a relative of mine, Mr. Dale Gumness. He's married to my sister, Mary Ann, right here. So this is one of the probably most critical positions in this house today, because Dale's going to start the clock. I think most of you know how this works. We have the basketball clock set to 10 seconds, and when I start, he starts the clock. But he starts it on the first jump, not when I start to move. Okay, that's a big deal, because I might start to move, and if he started the clock, it might be a half a second or even a second before I actually took my first jump. And how many jumps can a person get in a second? Well, 6 or 7, right? Or 5 or whatever. It's a big deal. So what the timer does is be consistent. It's starting on the first jump. Now, during the program, during the jumps here, if there's any problems, like what happens? Person misses on their first jump. We start over. They get a new jump. If they miss on their second or subsequent jumps, kids, you got to keep on moving, right? So there's no stopping after that. However, if Dale or there's another issue that happens, if Dale gets distracted for some reason and didn't start the clock, he's going to hit the buzzer. We want them to stop, start over, give them a good clean start, because distractions can happen. Here he is up in the crowd, right? The judges, well, one of the most common questions I get is, how do you count? Well, they have these whiteboards here, and basically a marker, and they're counting by 10. So if I'm jumping, I have a person's out there, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just ticking every 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm on 6, the horn blows, I write down to 6, I count my dots. It's that simple. We keep it that way, it's always been done that way, and we wouldn't want to change it, because that would dramatically probably change scoring, okay? So the hand, hold up the cards, you'll see how they do this. They tabulate back here, here's where it all happens, and the scores are announced. Again, everybody gets 2 tries, and from there, the top scores. The goal is to get into the finals, and at the finals, that's where they all get a medal and trophies for the circuit first and second place. So we're going to test out. Do we have other judges? We do. Clint, you want to announce the other judges?
Lisa Warren, Chloe Zeman, and Cindy Gumness will be our 3 judges here for our early afternoon session. And once everybody is set, ball will begin.
We're not 16 anymore? The thing I like to have the kids do as well when they start, put the rope together like this. And if it looks like this, that's not very easy to jump. Push it over. Okay. Okay, give me 1 second here. Hold on.
out of breath, would you like to continue talking?
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to this annual event. Let's all have a good time and warm it up in here, huh? Here we go.